People moving.
The lady in the blue dress with the, yeah, can you get
Hey, Anna. How are you? Good to see you.
Thanks, Adam.
Would you care for one of those?
I'm good.
Are you sure?
I got my water ready.
I'm trying to get my sugar back up a little bit. Do the same.
We're going to call the meeting to order. It is 6:01. I'm hitting record as we speak. It's not.
Bubbling.
Thank you.
Had to go to a new mic. My mic was bubbling. I didn't even know they did that, but I guess they do.
It would on you.
It would on me. So today's Tuesday, January 17th, 2023. It's 6:01. Welcome everybody to the Town Council meeting for this month. We're going to have the invocation from Alderman Conjemi, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance by Alderman Patterson. If you'd silence your phones, and please stand.
Heavenly Father, please empower us with the perseverance we need to continue working to improve our town. Sometimes it seems we're taking one step forward and two steps back. Strengthen our fortitude to keep pressing on, no matter what obstacles and challenges. May we be steadfast and unwavering in our prayers for Abita Springs and our surrounding communities, and our practical actions to make sound decisions. Encourage us, we pray, by showing us ways our work is bearing fruit. We thank you for your strength. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
He's not.
Yeah, he's not here.
He's not here. Right?
Is it on?
Yeah. Okay. Mayor's announcements. The 2022 annual report for the St. Tammany Parish Multi-Jurisdiction Hazardous Mitigation Plan update for the year of 2020. The copies of this report and associated mitigation projects are available for y'all to review if you're interested at the St. Tammany Parish Department of Planning and Development on Coop Drive, or you can go to the website sttammanygov.org/floods, and you can look at those plans. We just have to announce it. We put our plan in with the parish. The parish does the whole plan for everybody in the parish. So if you're interested in that, you can go take a look at it. I will also tell you another mayor's announcement that's not written down. We had the, what was the name of the company that's coming to start the cleaning and the, I forget the.
Series is the name of the company. Yeah, the subcontractor is Right.
Right, that's it. Yeah, they're coming, going in the river and pulling logs and cutting all the stuff that's blocking the rivers. So they'll be here in the next week or so. So don't panic when you see a marsh buggy rolling off the edge of the river. It's supposed to.
They have 2 points of access in town, one being next to, across from the middle school right there by 36. Yeah. They're going through some private property right there that they got approval for, and the other will be in the park next to the little
amphitheater and footbridge. On the left side, so it'll be the side closest to the trace that they'll go down.
That private property that used to be the river, that place?
What private?
Sorry.
I'm
when
not.
Husser filled that on.
Which what?
When Husser filled that on.
Well,
that's the spot.
yeah. Yeah, I think Buddy Code owns it now, and him and Trey Blossman, and they're letting them go on there. But anyway, that's my mayor announcements. Public hearing, we don't have one, so we'll go right into the roll call. Leanne?
Alderman Boudreaux? Aye. Alderman Conjemi? Here. Alderman Patterson?
Here?
Alderman Tomplay?
Here.
Alderman Saucy is absent.
Yes, he is. Okay, call for any agenda modifications. Hearing none. Need a motion to accept the December 20, 2022 Town Council meeting minutes.
So moved.
Have a first
Second.
and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Good. And another motion to accept the November 2022 financial report.
So moved.
We have a first
First.
and a second by Mr. Boudreaux. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Hearing none? Well, moving on from there. Old business, none. New business. We have some resolutions. There's 3 resolutions that I'm going to ask the Board of Aldermen to approve. It's the appointment of the town clerk, the town attorney, and the town marshal. Do we need to read those, or
I
no?
don't think so. I mean,
We know who they are. I mean, it's
I think it's good.
after a long debate, we decided to offer Janet another opportunity to prove herself. I'm just not.
give her a second chance.
Second chance.
A little bit of counseling.
That's right.
Maybe I'll make it
Right.
through another term.
Right. So, okay. Do we need a motion to accept?
I move to confirm the appointment of the town clerk, Janet Dufresne.
Second.
Do we need a vote? All in favor?
You want to
Oh, comment?
allow?
Comment from the, does anybody else feel like she might need to be have a little bit more discipline to her before? Any comments? Anyone?
Everybody's.
Do you have one? No?
No, she was thumbs up.
Oh, good, okay. So no comment?
It's a comment.
Do you have a comment?
Yes. Okay, there we go.
Okay, you have to speak. Come on.
When you come up to this podium, Ruth Terry Cypress, you go up to this podium to like gripe. And I just want to say how much I personally appreciate Janet and the work that she does and how relentless she is and how attention to detail she is and what an amazing memory she has for those of us who are like, where they were not, it's not so great. So I just, I think we're just really fortunate that she landed with us. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's call a vote for, we don't head to get too big over there.
So you have a first and a
You have
second?
a first and a second?
I'll first.
You have a first?
We already
You already have that? And a second? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Any opposed?
Nope.
No. Good. Good. Done. All right, and another motion to accept the town attorney, Mr. Dino.
So moved.
We have a motion. We have a first. We have a second.
Second.
Any comments from the audience? We love Eddie.
We love you. We love you.
Okay, hearing none. Oh,
I just, I always had my law firm be appointed because that's what my errors and omissions and all of that is. So if it could be Dino and Dino, I appreciate it.
I think we can do. Can we do that?
Yeah.
Dino and Dino. All right.
I move. All right. I move to confirm Dino and Dino of that firm to represent the town of Abita Springs as our legal attorney.
There you go. We have a first and we have a second.
Second.
EJ was the second. Mr. Boudreaux, Alderman Boudreaux. All in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Tell Dino and Dino they got put back in there.
They'll be thrilled.
Your excitement is overwhelming.
Yeah, my imaginary friend.
Okay, and then the town marshal, Mr. Richard Bonet, put him up for the marshal. I need a first and a second on the resolution.
So moved.
We have a first.
First.
Oh, no, I got a first. Need a second.
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 I'm sorry.
Any comment from the audience?
Yeah.
Hold on, so let's,
I noticed, at least when I read it before coming here, that this appointment was only for 60 days.
Right.
And I wondered if you could explain that, because I think that's unusual, isn't it?
it's what?
Unusual.
Well, yeah, Marshall Bonet and I spoke this morning about it. What we want to do is take 60 days, try and get a hold of our traffic enforcement. You know, we've had several opportunities to go different directions, but before we make that move to go, we want to make sure that we're focused in on that. And so within those 60 days, he's committed to trying to really get out on the road and push the traffic enforcement part of what we think is needed here, and along with everything else that he does, because there are multitudes of other stuff that he does. But you know, he's working with Deputy Slimmer, who does code enforcement and handles that part, but you know, that leaves the marshal to have to do a lot of other stuff. So trying to get that under control so that we can see exactly what we have before we go and hire a company to come in. Like, I know Miss Wiggin is like really excited about the company coming in, but we want to make sure that, you know, everything is being done for the right reason. So, and at the end of 60 days, we'll just do another resolution, and, you know, that'll be the permanent appointment. Okay, anybody else? Hearing none, I'll entertain the motion.
We have a motion.
Oh, we have the motion? So all we gotta do is vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Hearing none? Boom. Mr. Marshall? Done. Okay. Okay, second, we have a resolution on the garbage, the establishment of the garbage waste collection rates. They're on the board. The current rate is $23.39 per cart. The new rate is going to be $26.70 per cart. That's not anything that we did. It was the increased. It was the increase through the
new contract.
yeah, but what did we put out? What's it? RFP, that's it, request for proposal, an RFP. So we did an RFP, and they were graded out. We had Citizens grade them out, and Coastal won. They were the cheapest one that we had, and the experience that we have had with them has been relatively, you know, a good one. You know, we've had a good rapport with them. Mm-hmm. So we renewed it, but they were, you know, it's just cheaper. It's the cost increase is based on the cost of them doing business. That's what it is. It's not us, so.
And the new contract actually started towards the end of 2022, but the town has been absorbing the difference
Right.
up until now.
Until this month, yeah, end of this month. Aren't these taking effect February 1? Yeah, February 1, so. So that's kind of where we are. Any other comments from the audience? Yes? Well, okay. Why don't y'all can just stay up there, both y'all, and we'll go through a couple more.
Ladies first.
I find it really amusing, is it there? Whoops. I find it really amusing that we went from one truck to 2 trucks. And so I'm trying to figure out how this is saving money for anybody, for them. But I guess it's on them, that they're, I feel really sorry for that guy in that huge truck who tried to come down that little gravel road by my house today.
Yeah.
And it took him, I don't know how long it took him to actually make that turn and come down. But the person who lives there said, yeah, they broke my garbage can by squashing it. And it, I guess some of them are old enough now that.
Yeah.
So my question is do they just need to call and request a replacement?
Yeah, you can go on the town website. I think it's the top right-hand corner. It's got the little garbage truck, and you click on that. That goes directly to them. But there it is.
Perfect.
See the little
And you
garbage
can
truck?
request online. You don't even
Request a
have to
new
call.
van,
Okay.
And they'll come drop it
Oh,
off.
good, I didn't
like
Okay.
in a day or so.
Is this the way it's going to be, that there's the cleanup truck?
I think they're still like
Yeah,
working out the details.
they are.
Yeah.
And-
There's
and-
going to be some areas that are going to keep the old trucks
Yeah.
because they just can't handle those bigger trucks.
Yeah. the
So
bigger
they're trying to
trucks.
figure out what that's
As a
going
matter
to
of
be.
fact, this morning, they had the ASL, the automated side loading deal
Mm-hmm.
that squeezes it and dumps. They had that. They had a big truck, and then coming down Main Street, they had a smaller truck with the back loader. And it was a little Isuzu or something truck.
And then they had the other regular garbage truck that came through, because
That's what I'm saying.
I said hello to Sean, I mean,
Yeah.
because he always toots the horn at my house.
Right.
Well, we
And-
told
and
Sean
then-
he had to
Conversation.
keep coming so that you could,
Yep,
you know.
yep.
We have a designated week for debris pickup now. You can still submit online, but you don't have to because they do one sweep of the town. It's actually this week. It's the third week of every month they're going to sweep the town and pick up debris. So that would be like any of your, if you're going to put a mattress or a rug or any of those things out, and also the large green piles, that's when they'll pick those things up. And then we also have somebody who's a dedicated service rep now. So when you guys send me an issue that they've missed you or something like that, I send it to him and he gets them out immediately.
Okay, so I just want to be really clear. So the only thing that they'll be picking up is the can. All that other stuff that's out there.
Should be picked up this week.
So
Once a month for
Once a
for
month.
that week.
Big stuff, okay.
Yeah. The third week of the month, they'll come out and they'll do a sweep of the whole
Furniture,
town and pick up all
stuff
of the
like
old
that.
debris and the green debris.
Third
Right.
Tuesday.
Okay.
The third week.
The third
Originally they said Thursday, but they said the reality is they start picking up on Monday. So if you can get it out on Monday, they're gonna do a sweep of the whole town throughout the week.
Gotcha.
If you look on the board, it's got all the things, like if you
Okay.
request a cart and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But I will tell you, there's a couple of different places that I've seen, and I've actually had to go by and pick up the bags because they specifically say that the garbage has to be in the cart for it to work. So you can't put the cart there and then a bag next to it and think eventually it's going to get to the point where that black bag is, or whatever color bag it is just going to stay because they're not going to pick it up.
But you
What's that?
can use your recycling cart and your garbage cart both on garbage day, and
Yeah.
they will pick up both of them. So
Right.
if you have extra bags that won't fit in your garbage cart, you can use your recycling cart
Yeah.
on Tuesdays, and they'll pick up your garbage with that in it.
Okay.
And if you have your own cans, they have to be cans that are similar in size and shape to the ones that they have.
So they go around
The
the,
round ones cannot be picked up by the machines.
They usually
I
slip
feel
out and go in the garbage.
I feel sort of sorry for the guy, you know, it's supposed to be this super efficient thing. He stops, he gets down, he walks around his truck, he gets the garbage can, he pulls it around the truck, he gets back in, he dumps it, he gets out and walks around the truck and puts it back.
He shouldn't have to do that eventually.
That's on them.
Yeah.
Well, you see, I think what's happened is that if you don't know our streets, and you got to figure out a way to come back the other way,
Yeah.
that's the problem.
And that's what they're still working through right now. Some of those streets, they'll end up just sending the old truck through still. And some of them, they're going to figure out how to do the route in a way that it's most efficient.
Okay, well, thanks. I mean, the guy's so nice, and when I did the big cheer when I saw the pick-up-y garbage guy yesterday, he was really he's a funny dude, the guy who picks up the trash. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You like funky people. I just had a couple of clarifications I wanted to ask about. Well, one of which is how long our contract is, and the other more thing I really wanted to ask about is, do we are they allowed to increase it along with their cost? Is it a cost plus type contract, or is it a flat rate?
The contract is for 3 years with 2 renewal years. And there's a number that they have to hit in the cost of fuel, and I don't remember what that is, but there's a number that they have to hit for the cost per gallon of diesel before they can do the fuel surcharge and all that stuff again.
Okay.
There is a time that they can renegotiate, as it goes through the contract. If you want all those particulars, we have a copy of the contract that we can,
There's a fuel adjustment surcharge, like the mayor was
Yeah.
saying, and then there's also annually a provision that says that they can increase based on increased costs, that they would have to substantiate. But
Right.
we don't have to accept that. We could
yeah.
terminate the contract if it was unacceptable.
Right, so they can't just raise the price for no reason. They have to be able to substantiate to us why they're
Right.
raising their costs, and it's an annual basis.
And in the agreement too, if we cancel the contract, they still have to go for a certain amount of time. They don't just like stop on a Tuesday and go, we're not coming, and leave garbage all over. So, yeah, so those were all things in the RFP that we put out.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so a resolution to establish the garbage, do we have that? We need a first.
I'll first that.
All right, we have a first, how about a second?
Second. EJ.
EJ seconds, all right. Any other comments from the audience? Let's make sure. Good, all right, so we'll go to vote. All in favor of establishing? Say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none. Great. Okay, number 3, new business. Those of you that are following along, it's a call for executive session. How much, do I need to read that whole thing on the thing? Dino and Dino?
It'd be a good form to do that.
Okay. Call for executive session. It's Lonesome Development LLC versus Town of Abita Springs, 22nd Judicial Court for the Parish of St. Tammany, State of Louisiana, number 2019-14436, Division E. Do you want me to read all that?
Those are the pleadings I have under there.
Well, I think that why don't we just say that it's to review a motion for attorney's fees, costs, and a memorandum in support of that, and a rule to show cause, and also a plaintiff of Lonesome Development looking for a motion for a judgment down a rule. So that's what we're going to be talking about. Okay.
Okay.
So there you go. We just had that said.
Is that the place out here?
Yes, that's the place out there. The piece on 36 heading. Yeah.
Towards the airport.
So we should make a motion.
Okay, so we make a motion to go into executive session.
We'll make a motion that the council move into executive session.
Second.
We have a first and a second. Any comments from the audience? What that means is that we will go in a different area and discuss with attorneys some of the legalities that we need to discuss before we come back out here.
There's
And then,
no action that can be taken during that time.
yes, executive session, you can't, there's no voting or there's none of that kind of stuff that can go on. It's just a discussion to keep everybody up to date. We have 3 new aldermen that's, on the board and might not be familiar with what's going on, so we want to make sure they understand.
So we're going to adjourn the executive session, and then we'll come back and come out of executive session and then complete the rest of the meeting.
There's no more.
But there's no, other than open section,
The
that's the only
open
thing that
session
we will
would be
have.
the only thing that
Y'all
is
are
left.
more than welcome to stay here maybe Carrie could put on some music or something. I don't know if you want to listen to that. We could, that's right. But, I mean, how long we'll be is going to be determined solely on the amount of questions that have to be answered. And
I think you could,
sure.
we could make a motion to. Yeah, maybe, let me see if Dan wants to do that.
Well, that's one of the things we're going to talk about. So,
Okay, you also, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna suggest, Dan, we could amend the agenda and allow
The open session
comments,
before we
open
go.
session before we go into.
oh, we can do that. And then,
Okay.
then you could, wow, imagine that, go home and,
Good thinking.
yeah.
We should appoint him as the town attorney.
It's her. It was her idea.
Say again?
Will you be coming back and doing any voting?
No.
Because I know you can't vote in executive
No.
session.
No,
So
there-
no other
there's
decisions
nothing,
will be
no,
made
there's
tonight?
nothing to vote on.
Oh,
There's
oh.
nothing on the agenda
All
to,
right, I am just a veteran of parish council
No, I know.
meetings
I-
where I used to always stay for executive session.
Yeah, and you certainly, we aren't advising anyone to leave. We just are
Just wanna
saying
give an
that
opportunity.
if you'd want to, we don't anticipate there's going to be any vote.
No.
Made after the executive session. That's
it.
all I needed to know.
Okay. So,
so why don't you make
so
a
we
motion
need a
to-
motion to modify the agenda?
to amend the
To
agenda,
amend the agenda?
So moved.
We have a first, second, and a second?
and that's to change the sequence of.
Right. So we're gonna move the open comments before we go into executive session.
Alderman Boudreaux, you first, who was the second?
Pat,
I was the second.
first, second,
That
yeah.
was fine.
Okay. So all in favor of the agenda modification?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, hearing none. So we will now move into open sessions. Do it? Nope?
Whoa.
Come on, it's raining. It's gonna cause rain. You gotta go and say.
Man, be still my heart.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Can't. Yeah.
Ooh, God, it's attacking me.
You can take it off and hold it.
You can hold it. It ain't gonna hurt
Yeah,
anything.
I don't want to hold it. It's heavy. I can be loud enough. I can be very loud. I don't have anything to be loud about. I would just like to know if anyone has any information about the burned out house in Southwind subdivision and when it might be disposed of, so our property values won't tank any further than they already have.
I spoke to the State Fire Marshal's office, and they have now released it. And so we have started the notification process. There's a legal process we have to go through when it comes to the owner of that property. And so we've started the process.
What is the process?
It's the blighted property process. So if we can't get in touch with the owner and get her to have the house taken down, then we have to go through a legal process of notification in order to do it, and then put a lien on the property to get repaid for taking the house down. So
Well, you know how many rumors there are flying around about the status of it and everything.
I do, and it's
Is
always
it-
much easier when the property owners cooperate with us and we're able
Yeah.
to contact them. But
Yeah. Is it true that there are banks involved, and possibly a mortgage company or something like that?
I don't know that for certain.
Okay.
I couldn't confirm any
I don't
of
really
that.
care. And one of the main reasons I'm asking, aside from the fact that it's such a, it's like a slap in your face when you come in the subdivision, is because Saturday I was coming over here to help Lynette set up for the Cajun dance, and there was a red pickup truck backed into the backyard portion of the driveway there off of Centerboard. And there was two guys, I believe, or two people, and they were putting stuff in the back of the truck. And
Okay, if you see something like that, can you notify the marshal? Because we have been kind of trying to keep an eye on it more. We're concerned especially about the possibility of teenagers or people
children.
going in there, children
Yes,
going in there.
It looks
We've-
extremely, I wanted to see too, but I'm afraid something will fall on me.
We've had the property inspected by the town's building inspector and a report issued, so
Okay, but, if people are going in there and removing stuff, even if it's a piece of wood, It could change from day to day. And the yellow tape that was across the driveway is gone now. And is it maybe even feasible to close those two gates? At least it would stop them from pulling a truck in the backyard. And some people
I'll
have-
get with the marshal and we'll take a look and see if what our options are for securing the property. I mean, right now it's still private property, so we have to
You
be
can't
very careful about what
really
we do.
do anything, yeah. But it's also, it's not a good thing to have people coming in there spooking around and they'll say, oh, let's go see what else, because we have two other houses. One is blighted back on Schooner, and it's got a swimming pool full of stuff. It looks like you could walk on it. And if some child goes in the yard, they might think they can walk on it.
Can you send me the addresses for the other
Yeah, it's
ones?
back in the north cul-de-sac.
Okay.
And both the folks recently died. I think within a year and a half, they're both gone. And the neighbors have been told that it's turned over to HUD. And somebody from HUD has actually spoken with one of the neighbors and said they were taking bids for covering the pool. Doesn't sound like that one's going to get settled anytime soon either. If they're going to cover the freaking pool with all the stuff in it
I haven't
and
heard
not
of that at
do
all.
something.
So if you could send me the
I will.
the address on any, and if people report those things, we've been getting the building inspector
Well, I'm just right up there for doing
involved in
that.
checking
Yeah.
these things.
Okay.
And also the
And I
marshal.
don't like people driving around just scoping out stuff,
I agree.
because sometimes my house looks deserted.
Thank you.
Can we take pictures? Maybe we should take pictures.
Yeah, I mean, if there's any pictures that you do have of it, if you give me, I'd prefer that y'all not go up on private property. So if you just send me any information you have, then we'll get the building inspector involved. Yeah.
And they're the ones told me there used to be a gate on there is a fence by the pool. I don't know if it's viable, but there is still a fence there, but it used to be, you had a lock gate and it no longer locked.
Thank you.
Can we find out also, do you know, the person that got in touch with somebody from HUD? Do you have a contact point?
A woman from HUD was walking around the property,
Oh, walking around the property.
but I can find out if that's information on the You would think they would notify the town if it was. But it is.
Anybody else? Stuart, you sure? Oh. You.
That, I just wanted to thank Ricky, the marshal, and Brandon Stein, the fire chief, for coming out with us last Wednesday. It's the only way we can clean Highway 435. It's just not safe for us to be out there. Otherwise, we had 13 volunteers come out and help them, and that the marshal and the fire chief provided traffic control. We picked up 45 bags of litter, and that this was after the prisoners from Dixon had been out there in early December cleaning that same highway. So we've got to do better. We picked up an old tire, big tire, a mangled road sign, and exactly, tons of car parts. So the wreckers that are going out there when there are accidents are not picking up the car parts, which is what they're supposed to be doing. So there's no enforcement. I don't know if we have any control over that at all, but the wreckers are not doing their job at all. That we filled up his pickup truck more than what you're supposed to put in it, and we are very appreciative. And we just hope that Highway 435 can stay clean for a little while anyway. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Sandra.
Well, you gave me time to think of something. And what I thought of was I really shouldn't make suggestions just on Facebook. I should remember to bring them up here, too. And this is just a little one. But what was being discussed were the painting stripes on the various crosswalks and how the highway department has gotten way behind on its, I guess there's 4 of them around the circle. I noticed while driving around for forever that sometimes the highway department allows a strip of highway to be adopted by various groups of volunteers and whatnot. And I was wondering if anybody had heard of this happening with a crosswalk, or if the town would be the people to suggest this, to say, hey, highway department, can we have our local civic group, whichever, adopt the crosswalk around the circle, and then keep it freshly painted. It's a suggestion.
I had brought this up. In fact, Leanne and I walked everything because I had noticed that there was basically there are no stripes anymore. In fact, we reported one to them, and they didn't even know that they had done it. So the problem is there is only one crew in the entire state of Louisiana that puts down this particularly special striping. And so if you only have one unit in the entire state and you have all these municipalities, it creates a serious problem. But we have been in contact with the Department of Transportation. They're aware of it. I believe we're on the schedule. We just don't know what that schedule is supposed to be.
What I was saying is they know about it and they don't have enough time and money or something. But I would think the paint is pretty much the same thing that they use on parking lots.
They don't use paint. It's a thermal, it's thermal plastic that they put down. It's not paint.
And they probably wouldn't.
So they don't allow us to
liability
paint
reasons,
it
wouldn't let
because
you
they
paint
don't
it.
paint it. They use a thermal machine that puts down a plastic.
Also, in a prior administration, some stripes were put down in front of going to the brew pub, and as soon as somebody rode down that road and saw them, we had to dispose of it. So you can't touch a highway, and that's where the issue that is the issues. That you cannot do anything, they have to do it, but you're on their time schedule.
Okay, anybody else? Yes, ma'am. Just a second. Okay. One. Okay.
I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that came to the Wacky Wreath auction or donated. They raised over $2,000 for charity. So, and Friends of the Park hosted that along with, I think Keep Abita Beautiful might have helped too. So thank y'all so much for participating. And also to everyone that participated in the Christmas lights contest. That was a lot of fun. So I look forward to everybody doing that again next year. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, nobody else? Hearing none, we just need to go into.
Did we vote to go in?
Yeah, we have a first and second to go into executive session. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, we're now going into executive session. Y'all feel free to stay here or. Right. We can't. And then we come back and close. Yeah. So I can tell you, I can go ahead and close now.